What's going on, chicken friends? It's Donna Little from the Coop Scoop, and I had somebody ask me the other day, how do you get eggs if you don't have a rooster? And I thought, this is a video that I have been thinking about making for a while, the most common misconceptions about chickens, and that definitely has to be ranking right up there at the top. So I've compiled a list of 10 different common misconceptions, and the number one is that your chickens need a rooster in order to produce eggs, and that is not true. If you want fertilized eggs, yes, you're going to need a rooster. If you want to have chicks from your hens and your brood, then you're definitely going to need him around, but your ladies are going to lay you just as many eggs as they would if there was a rooster there. They're just never going to be able to produce chicks without a rooster. So there you go. No problem if you're like me and you live in a city limits, or you have a homeowners association that says yes, you can have chickens but no roosters, no boys allowed, then you can definitely still get eggs out of your girls. So number two common misconception would be that all roosters are mean, and that is absolutely not true. Now, even though I don't have a rooster, I have been around roosters. I have a family member that has one, and he is a perfect gentleman. He is wonderful with his ladies. He protects them, and he always gives them treats. If you throw treats into them, then who is pecking me? Then he will always give them to his ladies. He'll call them over. It's really sweet. You're going to probably end up, if you get a rooster, with one that does exactly what he was bred to do. He's going to watch over his ladies, he's going to fertilize eggs, and he's going to be good to you. Yeah, there's a chance that you might end up with a mean one, and if that's the case and you have small children, for instance, you might definitely want to think about how to handle that situation. Either make sure you can keep your children away from him, or rehome him. Definitely let the next owner know about his behavioral issues, or just go ahead and send him to freezer camp, because you don't want your children or yourself to get injured, because if you do end up with a mean one, they can definitely really hurt a child. So, but that's most likely not going to be the case. You're going to probably end up with one that is wonderful and does what he was bred to do and what he was born to do, and that is to watch over your ladies. Number three is that chickens are dirty and they stink. I have a couple of people in my life that say that every single time they come to my house. Those are the dirtiest animals on the planet. That is not true. Now, do they poop a lot? Yeah, they poop a lot. If you have a problem with poop, you definitely don't want to get chickens, because they are going to be doing that a whole lot in your yard or in their coop or in their run or whatever. But if your chickens stink, then you really need to rethink your cleaning practices, because you're not giving them a place to dust bathe. You're not giving them a place to be out of their poop, and that would be a big issue. Your chickens should have really no smell. They should smell, maybe if anything, like a little earthy from taking dust baths, but they should never stink. I got 3 Orpingtons a few years ago, and one of them was an adult, the other 2 were young adults, and they smelled so bad. And when I got them home, I felt so bad for them, because I thought, what was the environment you came from? I got them from somebody, and I met her off the highway, and they do not smell anymore. So no, your chickens should not ever be stinky and dirty if you are cleaning things properly, which leads me to the number 4 misconception, is that it takes a long time to take care of chickens every day. And if you're somebody that wants chickens, but you're just thinking, I'm busy and I'm not going to have time to take care of them, if you plan your coop out right, and I'm going to be the first to admit, I didn't really do that at first, and it has taken me a few years, over a little bit of time, to tweak things and to change things in there, and my coop is so easy to take care of now because of the things that I've done. And I have an entire playlist that's just dedicated to my coop, so you can go look at some of those videos and see how it's set up now. If you have things set up that are user friendly, I have 26 chickens, and I can clean the coop, and give them fresh food and water in less than 10 minutes. Now, yeah, there's going to be a few things that are not daily chores that are going to take a little bit of extra time, but something you can do every other week or on the weekend or whatever. I go in and I take the, bedding out of my nest boxes and clean those. But, if you're somebody that doesn't want your chickens as pets and you don't want to sit around with them all day long like I do, then just the basic care of them literally can be a breeze if you set things up right. So that is not correct. It is a misconception that it takes a lot of time to care for them. Number 5 is that your chickens are going to lay an egg every single day. And I see this in the groups that I'm in. I've got 10 chickens, but I'm only getting 6 eggs a day, 7 eggs a day. What's wrong, Or some of my chickens broken. And that is just, it's a misconception. Different breeds are going to give you different amounts of eggs. There's a lot of things that come into play. If they're molting, they're not going to lay. If they're broody, they're not going to lay. If it's the dead of winter and you don't have a cold hardy breed, they're probably going to stop laying. Sometimes their body just needs that break from it. But if having a lot of eggs is a top priority for you, and that's why you've gotten chickens, then just do a quick little Google search, and you can find all the breeds that are going to be your high production egg layers, Leghorns, Golden Comets, Rhode Island Reds, that sort of thing. If, though, having 320 eggs a year isn't a priority for you and you just want something that's cute and adorable and is going to make a great pet, then consider maybe some of the bantam breeds, maybe a cute little silky or a cochin. Those are really just eye candy. I mean, they will lay you some eggs, but it's going to be, much less, maybe 100, 150 at most eggs a year you're going to get from those kind of breeds. But they are a lot of fun and they make wonderful pets. So, number 6 is that eggs have to be refrigerated. They do not have to be refrigerated if they are fresh eggs from your chicken and you haven't washed them yet. Now, if you wash them, you're washing off the bloom, and that is just a protective coating that when they come out of the chicken, that's on them. It's going to keep the right amount of moisture inside the egg, and it is going to keep bacteria from being able to come into the egg. So you can leave them sitting out on your counter, really probably even up to a month. I don't ever do that because I just don't have the counter space. But if you wanted to do that, you can leave them out for weeks and they'll be absolutely fine. If you wash them, though, just make sure you pop them in the fridge. And if you get them from the grocery store where they've already been refrigerated. Number 7 is going to be that chickens are vegetarians. Chickens are definitely not vegetarians. My chickens will eat anything just about. Now, if you are looking to toss some leftovers out for your chickens, I would say if there's anything that you're questioning, just do a quick little Google search and that'll tell you if that is something that might be toxic to them. They can eat just about anything and love. Probably my chicken's absolute favorite thing is meat and eggs. They will eat tons of bugs, spiders, worms, grubs, whatever. They definitely are not just vegetarians. So keep that in mind when you get some so you can give them some extra little snacks for added protein and that sort of thing. Number 8 is that roosters only crow at dawn. If that was true, I might be able to get away with having a rooster here because they would crow while they were still inside of the coop in the morning. The roosters are going to crow whenever they feel like crowing. Some of them love the sound of their own voice and they are going to crow, 100 times a day. I ended up with a couple of roosters a few years ago, and when the first one found his voice, he would probably crow 20 times an hour. So that is not true. It would be nice if it was. Just ask anybody that has a rooster and they will be happy to tell you. They will crow all the time if they feel like it. Number 9 is that chickens are dumb. That is a very common misconception. Chickens are not dumb. They're actually quite intelligent. They can learn tricks. I have seen, there's a young girl that's on the internet, I don't know who it is, but she has taught hers to do all kinds of agility. No, I am never going to be doing that. I don't have time, so don't ask me to. I do not have time to set up an agility course. and then teach 26 chickens how to use it. But they are very intelligent. They recognize people. If a stranger comes in my yard, they won't have anything to do with them. My chickens definitely know me and my husband. They're going to run to us 100% of the time, but they are not going to go to a stranger. They recognize a different cat in the yard. There's cats that cross through our yard all the time. They know the difference between our cat and a different cat. They recognize if it's a different dog. So they definitely can recognize a lot of faces. The one thing that I think that chickens are challenged in is anything to do with a gate, a door, a fence. If they fly over a fence, forget it. They have no idea how to get back in. It's like they didn't just fly over. They don't remember. If I'm ushering mine back into the coop because I have to go somewhere in the middle of the day, 50% of them are going to go to the wrong side of the door and not be able to figure out how to get around the gate to get in there. So I don't know. That is a universal thing. I mean, there's not a chicken that can figure out a gate on the planet, I think. But other than that, they are very intelligent. I think they're just directionally challenged. That's got to be it. I am also directionally challenged, so I can empathize completely with them. I can get lost in a restaurant going to the bathroom. Sadly, I'm not kidding. Last but not least, and this is my favorite, is that chickens don't make good pets. People, please. They make wonderful pets. Now, I know that's not a priority for everybody. There's tons and tons of people that go, I don't care. I just want eggs from them, and I want them to stay in their place and be out in the yard and do their thing. They're not just good pets because they can be very sweet and affectionate, but I can't tell you how nice it is to come out in the morning and sit on my porch and have a cup of coffee and have my beautiful, she's walking past me right now, my beautiful girl Charlotte or Maisie, and if you watch my channel, you know who they are, come up on the porch and sit with me while I have coffee. In the morning, I will come out here and just watch them, and they just very quietly mill around the yard and they forage. It's so peaceful, but they love to be with me, and they are very affectionate. They're very sweet. They can be great pets for children. And then the best part is, who is going to judge you if you say, I want 20 chickens, or I have 20 chickens, or I have 30 chickens? No one's going to judge you for that, because they are the perfect animal to get if you have a hard time controlling yourself. And, you know, like, someone's going to look at you like you're completely out of your mind if you say, I have 20 dogs. No one's going to think you're crazy if you have 20 chickens. They're just not. They're not even going to question it. They're just going to be like, oh, that sounds like a good little flock. So there's that also. They make excellent pets. Don't let anybody fool you. They're wonderful. They're sweet. They're the whole package. So hopefully you guys got something out of this video, and that you are also enjoying our content. If you are, please stick around, hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you don't miss anything in the future. Have a fantastic day, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.